Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United lose 2-1 to Newcastle, 10 men Newcastle. Look, it's a humbling. There's a lot to discuss. I think primarily the lack of fitness, the reduction of training, the lack of ideas from the bench to lose to 10 men, and they were down to 10 men for 45 minutes was shocking. For the first 20 minutes of the second half, I thought we had 10 men. Like, it was 50-50 possession. They had the same amount of shots. It's embarrassing. They deserved that worldie at the end. Lots to get into. Before I do that, though, thanks to Ball Sports for powering today's show. And don't forget, they've got a special offer at the moment. If you're new to Ball Sports and bet £10, then you get £40 in free bets. Go to Ball Sports website or app. Details in the description. QR code on screen. 18 plus only. UK and Ireland customers. Full terms are on the screen. Right, look, Carrick exposed. Look, I don't want to make this about Michael Carrick. I want to just say this at the start. As angry as I am, when we were winning, people were saying, give Carrick the job. Now we're losing, don't give Carrick the job. I can't stand that. And I'm glad that at least one positive comes out of this shit result, is that I can sit here and say, when I was saying don't give Carrick the job when we were winning, I'm now going to say don't not give him the job because we've lost. We have to wait till the end of the season on Carrick. We have to. It's unfair to say, oh, he's won, give him the job, or he's lost, don't give him the job. For me, it's illogical either way. So I will say that at the start. However, we have been playing shit for 4 games. We were shit against West Ham, we were shit against Everton, we were shit against Bournemouth, and we were shit today. Now, if you against Palace. But the point is, when it all started to go wrong, was when we played Spurs at the weekend against 10 men, and then we played West Ham midweek, and we were shite. No energy, nothing. And then we had a week and a half off where players were allowed to go to Dubai, and then we played against Everton, and we were shit, and we had no energy. But we managed to win. And then we played Palace, and we were shit, and we had no energy, and they had a red card, and we won the game by 1 goal. And then today, we were shit with no energy, they got a red card, and we thought we were going to get away with it again. 3 of our last 5 games, we've played against 10 men for an average of 45 minutes. And we've not blasted any of them. We've not played well against any of them. The luck ran out tonight. We've been very lucky in the last 3 games. Very lucky in the last 5 games. I mean, who plays 3 games out of 5 against 10 men? In the last 4 games, we've been really, really poor. And that was deserved. Newcastle deserved that today. At 1-1... before they scored the winner, I said on the watch-along, we're really lucky they had a man sent off because we would have got fucked up tonight against 11 men. We would have got, and we still did anyway. So we're probably quite lucky to walk out of that 2-1 because they would have fucked us up with 11. Tonali, Joel Linton and Willock ran rings around our midfield. And in the first half, they did as well. The difference between... And look, I'm looking at Wilcox. Forget Carrick. I'm looking at Wilcox as the director of football last summer, not buying a midfielder, and then in January, not buying a midfielder. And they've, you know what? They are getting away with it on pure vibes. And there'll be a lot of angry United fans tonight, but the real anger should be not, I'm fed up at the bloody, I said it on the morning show. There was a story this morning about Man United would have sold Garnacho and Rashford even if Amrin wasn't here, trying to claim it. Constantly bad-mouthing Amrin to try and make themselves look good. And now, Carrick will be the scapegoat. The owners have put us into this situation. That midfield is not fit for purpose. It hasn't been all season. Mainu's clearly not the answer based on the last 2 or 3 games. He's not ready. Casemiro's leaving in the summer. Ugarte comes on and we always lose. You got Bruno Fernandes, and without him, we're nothing. The midfield is shit. It's shit. It's been shit for a month. There's no energy. There's no pace. Casemiro is good because he gets on the end of crosses. Our midfield's not good enough. Our fullbacks are a laugh. They're a fucking laugh. Luke Shaw won't go past the halfway line. We had to sub him off to bring somebody on who will go forward. And then Mazraoui gets injured and we bring Malacia on who... I mean, what did I say? Slower than a bloody tranquilised dead snail. I mean, you've literally come on for 10 minutes, mate, and you got absolutely ran ragged on that winning goal. The fullbacks at Man United are shit. You got Mazraoui and maybe Dorgu, and that's it. Delo came on and he was terrible. Fucking terrible. You know what? I very rarely say this, but we got what we deserved. Newcastle deserved to win that game. The first 20 minutes of the second half, I'm thinking, and look, I'm going to say it right here, right now. I don't care. We've lost the game anyway. I don't even think it was a yellow card. I don't think Ramsey was diving. I don't think he was diving at all. I think he should have stayed on the pitch. I think the referee's a fucking idiot, and I wish they had kept 11 players on the pitch because we might have put a bit more effort in. It was almost like Newcastle went down to 10 men and we all got the cigars out and went, oh, it's like the weekend again. We'll just get a goal at some point. Bruno will put a cross in. Sesko will get on the end of it. Ooh, slight pipe and slippers time. I hate playing against 10 men. We're not actually that good at it. When you're playing against 10 men, you're like a great white shark when someone's, cut their finger in a swimming pool. Oof, we don't do it. We got worse. Everton, worse. Palace, we didn't really play well against 10 men, and we were fucking rubbish today against 10 men. I mean, I assumed in the second half, when they scored that penalty and Casemiro gets that instant equaliser, I thought, second half, Carrick's got 15 minutes with him, Steve Holland, all this bollocks. Oh, second half, we'll pin him back, we'll put cross after cross after cross after cross. And for the first 20 minutes of the second half, it's like we've got 10 men. I couldn't believe Newcastle were playing a high line and playing so open. I was like, you've only got 10 men. How are they doing that? You know why they did that? Eddie Howe did the biggest up yours to Carrick. He went, I don't care that you've got a man more than me. I think my players are fitter and quicker than yours, even with 10 men. He literally threw the gauntlet down and went, I ain't sitting back. I'm not sitting back so you can put crosses into Maguire and Sesko. That's the worst thing I can do. My best chance is to actually play a higher line. Incredibly brave, incredibly tactical. Now, people laughed when Roy Keane said, I'd get Eddie Howe. I'd give it to Eddie Howe based on tonight. Tactically, very astute. With 10 men, he decided to go high line and play open. And he basically just said to Carrick, with 10 men, my 10 men are more energetic and up for it than your 11. And he was right. He was absolutely right. And Carrick just stood there with a straight face for the whole fucking second half looking concerned. And I'm like, mate, this is your audition. You're playing against 10 men against Newcastle. This is your audition. Try something a little bit sexy, Put Xerxes on a little bit earlier. Take Mainu off. Try and do something a little bit different, And he didn't. He just sat there and was like, you know what it was? We've been getting away with it. We've been getting away with it. West Ham, cross in, Sesko, brilliant goal. Everton, they're all over us. One counter, goal. Crystal Palace, very equal game. Lacroix gets sent off. One cross, goal. And it reminds me of Southgate. It reminds me of, I figured it out. It's bloody Steve Holland. It's Southgate ball. Organised at the back and wait for something on the break. But when you've got to go for it, no fucking idea. When the onus is on us to attack against a low block or 10 men, no fucking idea. But when people attack us, rely on a strong defence and wait for a mistake. We've been winning games, apart from Arsenal and Man City. Every game we've won has been on a mistake. Fulham, 2-2, made a mistake going for it. We scored a winner. Spurs, Romero, mistake. Everything we've been doing for the last 5 or 6 games has been based on mistakes. Arsenal and Man City was like, what the hell is this? What is this? This looks great. Intensity, speed, brilliant. But the last 6 games, it's just... I said it this morning, and I said it after the Palace game, and people moaned, and I went, the results are really good, but PRV, performance, results, vision. Where is the performance and where is the vision? And I'll say it when we win, and I'll say it when we lose, just so it's fair. The result's shit tonight, so take the R away, but the performance isn't there and the vision's not there. It's just not there. And I tell you what, you can put this in your pipe and smoke it as well. I personally think that under Amorim, our intensity and fitness was brilliant. And I think against Arsenal and Man City, our intensity and movement was brilliant. But as all the journalists have been telling us, Carrick's really popular with the players because he's giving them more time off. Well, guess what's fucking dropped because of that? The intensity has dropped massively. We are not what we did against Arsenal and Man City. And we're not going to be what we were against Arsenal and Man City because we're not training as hard. Ever since it came out that we're reducing training, we fell off a fucking cliff. And people were celebrating it. Oh, evil Amorim had them training hard. Carrick gives them more time off. Yeah, and we fell off a fucking cliff. Don't tell me I'm lying. Today, Palace, Everton, West Ham, the last 4 games, the first half an hour, you can't move in the live chat for, why are we starting the game? Why are we starting the game so slow? Because all that intensity and work and stamina that we had against Arsenal and Man City, which was a legacy of what we had for the first half of the season, has dissipated. It's gone. It's disappeared completely. So, look, that's a problem. Few other bits I wanted to get into. Yeah, look, I wrote this down. Sesko. Fucking rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Not Sesko. Paul Scholes has just said this on Instagram. Michael's definitely got something special about him because United have been crap the last 4 games. Knight, Tonali, a star. Oh, yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's a person in this chat who wouldn't love Tonali. Fucking hell. I think Tonali could have beat our midfield on his own tonight. He was quicker than Casemiro and Mainu. He was more tenacious than them. I think Tonali could have... I mean, write the check. On tonight, Tonali... What a player. Absolutely brilliant. But no, what I was going to say about Sesko is the I don't know. You know what I'm going to say, and I don't know how to say it. It was incredible, the lack of crosses into the box. Absolutely incredible. There was a cross in the first half. It didn't even go near Sesko, but it caused mayhem and he nearly scored. But we just don't put crosses into him. You know, Cunha can literally cut in and put a cross in, doesn't do it. Mbeumo could cut onto his left foot and doesn't do it. Delo doesn't do it. Malacia didn't do it. Shaw is on the halfway line, he's never going to do it. Nobody puts a fucking cross in. We've got a 6'5" striker. Newcastle are causing us problems. Like, at what point do you not go, they've got 10 men, they literally can't cover both sides of the pitch. So if they're covering the left-hand side, move it quickly to the right-hand side and whip a cross in. I mean, nobody at any level of football, pub football, can tell me that we couldn't put crosses in the box today in the second half. They've got 10 men. They can't stop us doing it. And, I mean, Sesko was just a bloody passenger, an absolute passenger. It was incredible. Tactically, it was poor. There was no intensity again. We didn't put crosses into the box. We've been scraping points for weeks. Tonali was absolutely brilliant. You can't keep reducing the training like that. Yeah, bad. Really, really bad. And a reality. And you know what worries me as well is that the league table. The league table worries me a lot now. I'm going to get into your comments, but just before I do, because I know they're waiting on the fan forum, player ratings will be recorded separately again, because it's a late one tonight. But I'll do that and get it up at some point. But there's a lot of super chats coming in that I need to read. But I just want to say this: that how this looks now is incredible to me. And I don't want to give you nightmares, but it's worrying. We were comfortable. 3 points from 6th. That is scary. 3 points from 6th, and our next game is Villa at home. We have got to get... You know what Carrick's got to do? We don't play Villa until a week on Sunday. So he's got about 10 days. No fucking holidays. No reduced training. He's got to get those players fucking running every fucking day. That first half an hour against Villa, they'll have played on Thursday night. We have got to start that first half against Villa like a fucking wasp on Red Bull. They're playing on the Thursday night before us. We have to win that game because after that, we've got Bournemouth away Leeds at home, and Chelsea away. So Villa, we've got to win because we need 3 points. And also, at least we're ahead of Villa then by 3 points. And then if they go down to 6th, and even if we go to 5th, we'll do it. So, yeah, that league table is worrying for me. Just before I read some of the super chats, some people are saying about Carrick and the job. My answer to this, as angry as I am tonight, and look, Steve Holland, I don't rate him. I don't rate him. He is not like a coach that Pep Guardiola would have, or Jurgen Klopp would have, or even Arteta would have. He is a standard, run-of-the-mill, decent English coach. And if you want to know his style of football, you've seen it for the last 4 weeks. And you saw it for the last 6 years with England. Well organised, not very entertaining, can grind out results, but you're never going to get entertained by it. So, look, if Carrick gets the job, he needs to change his backroom staff because I don't think the backroom staff's good enough. I think the football's been shit the last 4 weeks, to be honest. But in relation to Carrick getting the job, nothing changes for me because I'm not flip-flopping either way. I said when we were winning, I'm not giving Carrick the job. And now we've lost the game, I'm not giving Carrick the job. Because I'm not giving Carrick the job until the end of the season when he can be interviewed, but I'm interviewing other people. I've always said, no matter what happens, even if he wins 10 games in a row, if you've got people like Enrique or Nagelsmann or Emery or Eddie Howe or whoever, you've got to go to the rest of the world and see who wants the job. And if Carrick wants the job and 4 or 5 other people want the job, you interview them. The last thing we should do is rule Carrick in or out now. End of the season, let's see where we are. Because I think we will get European football, but based on... Look, if we'd have won that game in the last 10 minutes, I still would have said the same to you. We were fucking shit tonight. Imagine in the last minute, Bruno puts a cross in, Xerxes heads it in, get the fuck in. I still would have come on here and gone, how many more times are we going to rely on Bruno? This is not tactics. This is not a vision. This is getting by. This is moments. We were shit tonight. Whether we'd have won the game or lost the game, we were shit. So, to me, the Carrick thing shouldn't be happening anyway. And people will be going, don't give him the job. Personally, if you want another observation, personally, we said we want to see how he reacts to a loss. So we need to see that. But my biggest problem with Carrick is the style of football. If I was speaking to Michael Carrick tonight and I'd say, look, mate, if you want the job, you ain't getting the job just by getting Champions League football. At the moment, you're not getting the job because the football's shit. If you want the job, you've got to play better than this. The football's crap, Michael. It's really bad. Like, we're not playing good football. So you're like Ollie. You're playing like Ollie. You're just playing counter-attack. It's not good to watch. You've got good players. Play some good football. Play like you did against Arsenal and Man City. You've got a great chance. That's all I'd say. If there was ever a game to show our midfield's crap, says Keir. Midfield's crap, fullbacks are crap. This is officially the downfall of Man United with Carrick. How can Man United lose to 10-man Newcastle, says Bailey. I thought Newcastle were fantastic tonight. I really do. The guy has zero tactics, says 95 Trace. I can see us going on a bad run, says James. We can't afford to go on a bad run. When you look at that league table, we just can't afford to go on a bad run. Poor performance, very slow, look tired, to be honest. They don't look at all up to playing football. And also, that's a warning sign from Ahmed. What are we going to do next season with European football? Because we simply can't play 2 games in a week. Bringing Malacia on instead of Heaven was insane. Mate, I didn't really want to say that. It was on my notes. But that Malacia substitution was footballing suicide. He is crap. And he has been crap ever since he came back from his injury. And he cost us the goal. It was a brilliant, brilliant goal, but he couldn't keep up with the play. He's not fit enough to play Premier League football, Malacia. He shouldn't have been on the pitch. He literally can't keep up with players. It was a terrible substitution. KG says that was bad. We look out of it, not going to lie. Maguire should have closed that down faster as well, says Matthew. But at least Maguire, we know Maguire's slow and you know he's played 90 minutes. Why did Carrick take Casemiro off, says Cynical Wayne? The results have been papering over the cracks mark, says Thomas Woolley. This is why we don't trust these players, says Michelle. Signed Tonali, says Eric. Look, there is a fan forum. I think Mainu is a conversation that I'll probably talk about in the morning because otherwise we'll be here all night. But Mainu has been poor the last month. He has. So we've lost with 10 men twice this season. Humbled, as you said, Mark, says SD. Signed Tonali, says Eric. Sean McDermott, thanks for being a member. We're always there, cup final. Go to Villa and win, says Matthew. Carrick gives them a holiday now over the weekend, says Shan. Deja vu of Ollie weak mentality players, says Brad. I find it crazy that Newcastle have been so poor all season, then play Man United and they're pure, they try hard and they play out their skin. Cracks are reopening, says Liam. This is on the board. No midfield in January is a disgrace. Jason, a comment of the evening, absolutely spot on. Woeful performance. Bruno, the only bright spark. Too early to rule Carrick on the job, but today was not good enough from the team, says Vin. We walked all game, outworked by 10 men. Players are a disgrace. They don't care. No tempo or urgency, says Fordy. Does the referee Peter Banks know how to count during stoppage time? He blew early at the weekend with Leeds, and again today we should have had an extra 45 seconds, says Andrew. I thought the ref was crap tonight. You called it, mate. People getting giddy too soon with Carrick. Performance was awful. Villa, Chelsea and Liverpool coming up. Top four not nailed on at all, says Ben. And if we allow players like Shaw, Delot, Maguire, Agate to stay, then we will never win anything, says Jamie. Why should Mbermo start over Ahmad in our next game, says Eno. Good point. Chris, this just shows how we missed the intensity we had under Amrim. Need to train harder. Got to train harder, Chris. They bottled it against 10 men. No style of play, disappointed, says Mr. Fireflies. No composure on the ball. No service to Sesko. Midfield like Swiss cheese and none of our wing backs can play, says Dimanishi. What a player Tonali is. Brilliant player, Domin. We need a big reaction next game, says Kilt. Bruno can always be the saviour. I want Tonali. We don't have a midfield, says Ravish. I'm sorry, but Malacia is the most disgusting player ever, says Fowen. Junkyard, thank you very much. Sorry, mate, but you've been wrong on this one all week. Newcastle have everything we miss. Passion, dynamism and proper midfield. We were never winning this, says YG. Mate, with 10 men, we should have fucking won it. Come on. 11 against 11, I agree we were going to get beat. But against 10 men for 45 minutes. The irony is that Carrick's from Newcastle, says Maliki. Why are we always fucking shite against 10 men, says Toby? Because we're lazy with a weak mentality. Light switch. Wesley says, why'd we have to wait? People wanted to sack Amrin for less. Carrick doesn't deserve the job. He's awful, says Wesley. Losing to 10 men twice in a season is embarrassing, says Andy. This was the best game that could ever happen. Reality check is what we got, says User. Now we can see what Carrick will do after a loss, says James. I've never sent a chat. I paid £5 to openly air my frustrations on the state of our fullbacks. So hard to watch, never get forward. Yeah, Justin, it's not just the midfield, it's the fullbacks as well. Matthew says Mark can moan again. He's delighted. Yeah, mate, that's exactly how I feel. Of course it is, yeah. Mate, all I've said all along is get to the summer before we decide a manager. I'm fed up of people saying give Carrick the job. I just want us to be in the Champions League. That's all I want. And it's in jeopardy now. Why do people have doubts about Yoro? Against Palace, he had the most successful passes and the highest passing accuracy. I thought Yoro was really unlucky. What a ball by Bruno at 1-1 as well. That could have been... We didn't deserve it, but it was unlucky. Tonight showed we need new fullbacks, says Ross. No excuses for lethargic and embarrassing results against 10 men. Agate comes on and we lose again, says Alex. Amarin was right about Mainu. Carrick outclassed, says Dante. Carrick was seen 3 to 4 times screaming for the players to move the ball faster, and when we did it worked. Light switch players, says L-Bucks. Wilcox manages the team. New manager is pointless, says 100T. Taking Casemiro off cost us big time, says Glenn. Fullbacks are a big problem, says Tom. Can't remember the last time Shaw put a cross in. Carrick's body language reflects how United play. Clueless. Malacia came in. Mainu is overrated. Slow. Can't win a tackle either, says Melvin. He's got no clue. It's been coming for the last few games, but he's been saved many times by individual brilliance, just like Ollie. I'm scared about top 4, says Harris. Our inept fullbacks are literally the reason why a back 3 with Ahmad right back was the best option. We have missed Southgate ball with Ollie ball. Disgrace, says Chubby. FNG said Liverpool never disappoint to fail these days. It's the same with United. And Marlo, that was from Chris. Marlo says Mbermo skying it was our luck running out. Was a big chance, Marlo. Class manager like Mourinho never lost that game, says Simon. Utter shit, it's been coming for a while, says Quinstar. These players are clearly unable to adapt through the game and learn from past mistakes, and you have to question the coaching team's ability as well. The intensity and fitness is shot, performance sacrificed for popularity, says Emily Derry. Well, you know what? Has the tap been running dry for a few weeks? Arsenal, Man City, the players turn the light on. Ooh. And then over the last few weeks, it's just gradually been going dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And tonight, it was dark. Can we all respect Amrim's decision to leave out Mainu? He's the defensive liability, always loses concentration. Look, Amrim got sacked for wanting a midfielder, not for results. Amrim didn't want to use Mainu in a midfield 2. He was probably right, because Mainu in a midfield 3 isn't always good. So Mainu in a midfield 2 probably wouldn't have worked. So maybe he was right about that. And also, the intensity that we had under Amrim isn't there anymore. That's the thing I'm worried about most of all. It's just not there. Daniel says, the owners have neglected the midfield for so long, costing us crucial points. Tonali isn't necessary. He's essential. Get him and Anderson. No more excuses. Will says, these so-called fullbacks, the amount of times a ball could have been crossed into our 6'5" striker scared to cross it. What even was Dalota doing today? Terrible. Jay Lee says, the reason we won against City and Arsenal was because the players were still training like they were with Amrim. And Mandalorian says, let's accept it wasn't our day. We had some good chances. None of them went in. Shouldn't the midfield and attack do a lot better? Can we blame Michael? Yes, because we were shit, mate. It wasn't not our day. We played against 45 minutes. We played against 10 men for 45 minutes, and they were better than us. So you can't say it wasn't our day. It should have been our day. We were shit. Players look disinterested, no energy, says Tom. How are we blaming Malacia? 10 men did fuck all because he's not good enough. He shouldn't have come on. Spot on, Mark. These players' stamina has been horrible for weeks, says Desiree. Our midfield was exposed again for all to see, says Alex. And we should have played Ahmad at the start. Sesko is an impact sub, says Gaming. Well, we should put balls into Sesko before we blamed him. Agate and Malacia shouldn't be wearing a United shirt, says Ethan. 10 men, it's just 10 men. Idiots, fuck off. I should have been sleeping, says Tamil. Right, let's get over to the fan forum. Big shout out to Ball Sports. Don't forget to check that out. You get £40 free bets with a £10 bet. I'm going to tune into the fan forum. I'm going to go and record the player ratings a little bit later. I've got to do something for That's Football while I watch That's the fan forum. But it's nearly 11 o'clock, so let's get on to that. We'll get the player ratings up for you in a little bit as well. Take care, everyone. I'm back live with you for the morning show as well. I'll speak to you all in a bit.